Hi everyone, Megan here with another December daily base page layout. This will be layouts 21 through 25, or I guess days 21 through 25. And I know that I left off with layout 20, so I should be on day 21, but for some reason I started doing day 25 with this one, and so I think I'm just going to work backwards from day 25 now. So I'm gluing down the number 25 onto this stocking, and then I'm going to glue the stocking down there in that right hand corner. And I really like how that looks. I wanted to include that stocking because I just thought it was so cute. And on this layout, I'm going to do a bunch of different scraps because I have a lot of scraps accumulated. And so I am just going to cut them down and kind of manipulate them a little bit and just kind of see what I come out with. So this is going to take a little while. I'm just going to kind of play around. And I'm not really sure how I feel about this page. It's not one of my favorites. It looks cool once I'm done with it. But then I'm looking at the page now and I added pictures to it and it just kind of, I don't know, it's not one of my favorites. So I kind of wished I would have changed it before gluing everything down, but I ended up just keeping it as it is when I put the pictures down. So I'm still searching for more papers and trying to figure out which ones I want to cut up and put where. I've seen Nicole Jones do this a lot of times with her kits, and so I thought it would be a fun way to use up some scraps. So here I pull out my removable glue dots, and the reason I decided to use the removable ones and I'm only putting one little dot on each paper is because, like I said, I wasn't sure if it would work with the paper or with the pictures once I printed them, because I was thinking I would use little pictures and fit them inside each one of these boxes, but knowing myself, I hate to leave anything out, and so I didn't want to make myself commit to this if I wasn't going to end up liking it in the end. So that's why I used the glue dots, the removable glue dots. And now I am thinking about embellishing this side there with some buttons, and I end up liking how that looks. But I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep them like that. So I'm going to use the removable glue dots to keep those down. And I also used some flower sequins in the middle of those 3 buttons. And now I am done with that page. So I am going to move on to page number 24. And here I am just using a scrap piece of paper. It's just a white piece of paper from my stash. And I'm going to use it as the base page for, I guess I'm working on page 23 right now. Sorry to be so confusing. So I'm going to use this Heidi Swapp teal color shine all over this page. And this page I wanted to keep really, really simple. So I'm going to use just a few pieces of pattern paper, and that is about all with that. So I'm going to glue that blue piece down there, and it's the perfect size, and I'm going to put the 23 down there as well. And I decided to pull out one of these little metal embellishments and put that right above the letter, or number, I'm sorry. I keep calling them letters. I don't know why. And so then I'm going to make a little cluster up there at the top left. with this snowflake paper, and then also I find another scrap, that piece right there, and I cut it down a little bit, and I'm going to use that as well. And I believe that's all I do with this page. That one is done. So now I'm going to use the other side of, oh no, I guess I wasn't going to do that. I'm going to use this blue dot paper, but I'm going to use the opposite side of it that has reindeers on it. So it's like a dark blue with some light colored reindeers. I was looking at the sticker sheet, just thinking about maybe if I should use some of those, and I guess I put some Heidi Swapp Color Shine on there as well, and this is gray, I believe. I believe it's called Tencel, and then some teal, which I don't think you can end up seeing it at all because I end up covering it all up, so I don't know what the point of that was. I'm going to glue that piece of pattern paper to the left, right where it is, and then I'm going to use this piece that I cut some circles out of, and I liked how that looked with the number because the number 24 got cut off on the edge. I think I had it too close or something when I was cutting it on my silhouette, and so I just really liked how that looked with the circles already cut out and then also the extra piece that had been cut off the side. Then I'm going to put 2 of these snowflakes in the middle of those circles. And I'm going to cut down that extra piece of paper, the scrap, and place it up there at the top. And I'm going to put sequins right across there. And that is going to be it for this page. I think it's going to take me a little while to glue these down though, because the sequins were not very much fun to glue down on that strip. So I set that aside to do that later, and I am going to move on to page 21 now. Now, this page is one of my favorites. I really love this page. So I'm going to use that blue polka dot paper, and I'm going to mat it on top of some white. So I'm just cutting down the white paper and going to glue those on together. I'm putting it in to make sure that it fits, and then I'll pull it out and glue it all down. And I'm thinking that I will use this little teeny piece of reindeer paper as a layer, and I punch out a scallop border on it. And I end up putting it over there on the right hand side. And I'm thinking that I'm going to put the number down there in that pocket, but I wasn't too sure. So I decide to move on to the top pocket. And I'm just going to cut out a couple different pattern papers and make them into banners. I'm going to put them there in the right hand corner. And also there were some edges on this paper that were triangles, and so I decided to put those in the 2/4. And I kind of like how that just gives it a little bit extra something. And I'm cutting out another banner shape. And then I'm going to place a few different sequins by the banners. And I'm looking at the sticker sheet, I believe, trying to see if there's anything else I want to put on there. And I decided not to do anything more with that page. So now I am going to move on to page number 22, or day number 22. And I'm pulling out all the rest of my papers, just trying to see what I have left. And I am going to use this green piece of paper. It's green and red and blue. And that is going to be one piece of the card for page 22. And I'm going to cut off that ribbon and glue it down just like I had it there, as well as the number 22. And now I'm moving on to the bottom pocket, and this paper wasn't quite big enough, and so I decided to use a white piece of paper and then mat that red piece on top of it. So here I'm just marking where I need to cut for it to fit in the pocket. And I glue that down. And I put another piece of paper on there just to add a little bit more. And I'm going to stick them in their pockets, and I am officially done with my base pages. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.